Oh, hello, people. My name is Kale Boss. The only boss. Oh, wait, what else? Have you heard? Wait, do you know that Tap Tap Send is live in Texas? Oh, you didn't know? We went to New York. Now we are live in Texas. So people in Texas and around, all you have to do is to download Tap Tap Send. Yes, Tap Tap Send has become the most unique, secure, and fast way of sending money across the world to your loved ones anywhere. Okay, so download Tap Tap Send on Google Play Store or App Store, and when you're in Texas or around, you just have to put in the code TXGH. What did I say? TXGH, and you get $10 for your first transaction you make. Mahama media, Texas, you drew ho. Very soon we'll conquer everywhere. Download Tap Tap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Tap Tap Send. It's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Everybody check now. Check it. Fa check it. Fa check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't will make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it, check it. Fa check it, check it. Fa check it, fa check it, check it, check it. Green select glucometer, check it. Fa check it, check it, check it. Put sugar level, fa check it. Fa check it, check it, check it. Fa check it, fa check it, check it, check it. Green select glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
As it stands now, if you live in Ghana, you are not too sure if you can boldly say that we are experiencing another doomsday, or it is just something happening within the period. We are not too sure yet, because for the past days, people living in Accra, I don't know about the rest of the other regions, whether they're also experiencing same or their story is different. But for the past days here in Accra, it has been light on, off, like that, sir. Others are saying it is doomsday, especially when you go on the X app, aka Twitter. There are people who are arguing that, oh, doomsday is finally back and living with us, whether we like it or not. Of course, there are others who also think that there is nothing like doomsday at all in Ghana. It is just something that they have to fix and bending bends and bending bones, that kind of thing. But the whole of yesterday, can you imagine that our office could not get enough power to shoot or to record because we experienced doomsday from morning till night. From morning till night, the whole place was off. We could only work with our small gen and have some limited power to do what we've got to do. But to get conditions and all the lights on to work, we could not. Now we have been forced to look for money, ready or not, to buy one that can power us with everything, so we work. Unfortunately, it is what it is in Ghana. If you are here, I know you're also going through same. If you are not here, be in your code. Yesterday we were arguing with someone who came from Italy that he said, oh, Ghana is the best. If you are sitting in this darkness from morning till night, you feel that pain more than any other hunger that will come. That pain is really excruciating and you don't want to go through it. Well, that is just by the way. We have to do what we've got to do. I think I gave you a promise that in the coming days, we will be reviewing some of the activities that Shatta Movement Empire, led by Shatta Wale, undertook. And we'll be giving you some updates, some information that you did not get, and more. So today, that is what we are about to do. At least we played about 10 shows in the month of December alone. And with the help of Roland Amate, who was almost at every, or who was at almost, no, he was at all the venues. He wasn't missing out in any of them. He was at all the venues that we played. Therefore, he will be the best fit to do this discussion with. So we'll be calling this the Shatta update, so that Shatta movement fans would also be abreast with whatever we are doing here on Sammy Flex TV. And of course, I'll be doing this with my sidekick, Roland Amate here, who also belongs to the Shagzy camp as well as the Shatta movement empire. And to you as well, I want to say God bless you. Thanks for being a part of us. Remember to subscribe to us if you've not done that, whilst I give some accolades to the people I work with. Digital Rasta, his God Currency, who is on camera. Richie Flex is the editor director of our shows. And to you out there, bless you for always putting down your comments, sharing our works, and again telling others about what we do here on Sammy Flex TV. Meanwhile, tap send is what you need on your phone. You have to get it downloaded today, especially if you live abroad and you have to be sending money from abroad to Ghana. Look no further. Tap send does it best. Download it today and thank me later. Let's get into the business. So we start talking. Oh, so December, what were some of the events? Maybe if you can take us through it, we can get some information to continue with what we want to do.
First of all, let me salute our cherished viewers and salute the great people of the Shatta movement empire. From the head, which is the King Shatta Wale,
Good.
to the management team, and then to the fans as well, and extensively the other music lovers of the SM brand.
Exactly.
I want to say salute to them for the massive support that they gave the brand throughout the festive season, of which they are still giving.
Yeah.
You go online and you see the commentaries and you are still overwhelmed that yes, things that we did in December did not go unnoticed.
Yeah.
But still, people are talking about it.
In fact, the fact that Shatta was the most booked artist in December is being trumpeted still by some people.
Sure. Still adding up to the relevance that we preach each and every day. Some of the events
I like the relevance.
Yes,
because there are some people who say, "Oh, Shatta is losing relevance. Shatta is the." I see that laugh. Yeah, the guy who is losing relevance is the most booked artist in December in Ghana.
When they give that word or that phrase, I would love they give a definition to it.
They don't have.
Or how they would want to
define
the
they
relevance.
don't have any definition for it as a matter of fact.
Because as far as I'm concerned, your relevance would be determined by how people yearn for you.
Exactly.
How people would receive you even when you step
fact.
How you even deliver. What people say about you. And if all these things cannot be in that definition of their relevance, then I don't know if they are creating any meaning for.
Because we all saw the craze for him anytime he appeared throughout this Christmas.
It was very evident throughout the festivities. From 2nd December, we had the Aquavaganza show, which happened at Untamed Empire. Then we were supposed to do another one before 15th, but that was the 7th, which was called off. Then
no, that show was 8th.
8th, thank you. Which was called off. Then we had to do 15th, 15th, which was a corporate gig. Now I'm sure if we can put it out by
yes, we can put it out now.
Ubuntu Untamed.
Yeah.
Also at the Accra Sports Stadium. Then on 16th we supported Medical for his planning and plotting experience with Medical, and then 23rd we had Shatta live in Mansour Kwesiso.
That show,
of course, which was one of the highlights of December. We had the 24th, which was Bluetooth Villa. So 23rd, back to back.
Another killer show.
24th, we had to go to Bluetooth Villa in Kaswa. Then on 27th, we did Taste of Ghana at the State House, the forecourt of the Parliament House. Then on the 30th, we had Uniland Festival, but due to one or two, we weren't able to mount the stage. Then on 31st, we did Countdown Africa concert at the Independence Square. And on the 1st, we tripped to Tema to also do the MIM Live concert. So, yes, among other appearances in between that also came, we had 9 strong shows. Then other appearances that came that some of them were in the public domain, others were also
not
to us and all of that. So based on this, we had a very exciting In fact, from last year to this year, or for the past few years,
Mm-hmm.
Shatta has been one of the artists that have played shows from the December festivities even into the January season.
That's
because
true.
some people play only December, and when it is New Year, they don't actually get. But when you check the calendar of the SM records, it has been from December throughout. Even before December, there is an opening then into the December festivities. Then on the first, mostly from the 1st to the 6th, Shatta has always been found in
playing
there,
a
and
gig.
it is on record. So these are some of the activities that we have. I don't know which ones if you
Okay, because of time, we will see how best we can put these shows together in doubles. So we'll pick two, because this, I told you, will be done in series. I'll be speaking from management point of view, how some prominent event promoters dealt with us beautifully, and of course how some people also disappointed us, and okay, not people, how one event promoter also disappointed us. We'll be talking about that as well. So today let's do 2nd December and 15th December. At least we'll be picking them in doubles, so from time to time or subsequently we keep sharing that information with them. And this is the Akravaganza show, which started almost all the December events at the Untamed Empire here in Accra at Spintex. And again, we'll be doing the 15th, which was the corporate gig, as a matter of fact. Let me start by let me start talking about Akravaganza. And I think it was one show that really started officially the Christmas well, or the December well, in GH. You even told me that whilst I was away in London, they did the first edition. I missed the first edition because I was not in town. But when we came back, Shatta was booked as the last artist. I think it was about some 4 days to the event before they even announced him. Because I remember I received a call one weekend whilst I was at the National Theatre to do the negotiations, and back, in and out. By Wednesday, he was booked. And on the day, remember Sarkodie was also going to have his Tema show.
Exactly.
This is Tema show. So I'm sure the organizers knew that, looking at their squad and knowing that Sarkodie is also going to have that show in Tema, definitely some of them will be invited there.
Of course.
On the day we saw Kojo Manuel, who was the MC, running in and out of Tema because he was also going to MC Sarkodie's Day's Tema show. So one of the best decisions they could ever take was to get Shatta Wale on board, who was the last man standing apart from those who were going to support Sarkodie at this is Tema concert. And Shatta Wale came to the party. They did well, collaborated with management, even decided to invite some special fans, which you guys did. Roland and Shadrach Amonu, Saviola, Aaron, that Dreamline Aaron, Flex K, Jermaine, and some few people within the SM fraternity decided to also invite some of their fans to the venue, that is at the Untamed Empire. And there was a concert indeed. There was a concert, because on the day I think Shatta even gave out some monies to some of the attendees on the stage, sponsored by Philbro Homes. Shout outs to Nana Kwame Omampani. And that was also great. Thanks to the organizers, though they came late, but they did not hesitate to do everything the team wanted, making sure payment was done fully, making sure some of our rider that we needed to do the show, it was done beautifully for us. And again, the patrons who came for that particular show also had enough fun, because that was the beginning of December. I know when it's starting like that, people know that Charlie December it's a long month. Therefore, you have to still protect your money from November even before you get into the December proper. Yet people were out, they had fun, paid and bought some 1 or 2 things at a place, and personally December, and that was what we enjoyed throughout the December activities. I don't know if there is something that you would want to point out, any highlight from the Akravaganza show.
I think it was a very beautiful show on the night. In fact, we were there earlier on for sound check, to confirm some of our rider and everything that we needed to of course entertain the fans. And I I want to say big ups to the organizers that is led by Mr. Rudy Kwache,
Yeah.
who led his team to negotiate, even to get Shatta on board. The kind of equipment, logistics, the experience that they gave on there was very beautiful. And like you said, it sets a right tone for the December festivities.
Yeah.
When you even look at their date, which was 2nd December,
Mm-hmm.
it was even the opening from the 1st into the December festivities.
Yes.
So
I think the 1st December was Friday, and the 2nd became a Saturday.
They gave it, they did very well. In fact, the stage setup, logistics they provided, their sound and everything was on point. And I would want to say big ups to them and the fans who also showed up to support. Even though the call was very
late,
Yes, very close.
But I still remember Shatta's announcement was made on Wednesday.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
which was just about 4 days too.
And still, the fans decided to give the king a good start into December festivities. It was beautiful. It was beautiful, and of course, Shatta being on stage is, in fact, now it is not even news again. The only thing is that he always brings something new that you still want to, that will still push you to go and see him on stage, and that is what he brought to the Akabaganda stage. The kind of performance, energy that he displayed on stage was one that everybody. I remember when they came to tell, one of their guys came to tell us that Charlie.
Even the organizers.
Yes. You just stage now, you just stage now. I was like, hey, you guys don't want us to close again. Now it was as if people book Shatta for an event, they put him on stage and they go to bed.
Of course. No, that's it.
They go to bed.
Go through it all, pay the good money, and get him on the stage. As he is on the stage, your work is done. In fact, if you can make sure he's on the stage, your work is done.
I remember
now it is up to the fans to just enjoy.
For the sound check, he was like, "Oh, we will make sure throughout your performance." But when Shatta mounted the stage, 15 minutes, 30 minutes into the performance, I couldn't see any of them. It was like I go around, I mostly move around. I go around and you see them in their chairs and they are relaxing and enjoying themselves. And I said, oh, okay. So that's my bit on the Akavagadza. So it was a very beautiful, and the photos and the videos that came out was also spectacular. Big top-notch production that was done with the Akavagadza show.
Okay, so before we move on to the next one, which is the Ubuntu Untamed, let me also mention this. If there was something that I enjoyed about Shatta Wale this Christmas was his appearance on the different stages that he mounted. In fact, it started from the Ghana DJ Awards, and it went throughout. In fact, throughout the December shows, you could feel that anytime he's on the stage, he came as a performer. He came dressed as such, very colorful, very sporty, very smart and sharp looking. And I want to say big ups to whoever is taking care of his fashion at the moment. I think so far, so very good. He comes on the stage and he feels confident about himself. In fact, when an artist on the stage and he feels confident about himself, you feel it.
Of course,
his color combination, his footwears, the blinks. Yeah, the blinks there. At a point, I was so happy he had to take the very expensive one out. Well, the very expensive one out anytime he performs was becoming a little hindrance to him, because one, the thing is expensive, the thing is heavy, and if you don't take care, it is even likely to fall off. So oftentimes I could see he was being careful to protect it, and later I realized he had to rest it and still maintain other ones.
Shatta is a very energetic performer. For some funny reasons, there were even some of you know that there were some of the even shows that he was even down with mood and strength and all that. But the moment he gets on stage, you don't know where he gets his energy from. Like, it is a different ball game altogether. He just goes off like that, and sometimes we at the back self ask, is this
how
the same,
does he do it?
Is it the same person that we were with that? And before you realize, he's exploded. So for him to have appeared like that in that beautiful nature with his costume and not even had any wardrobe malfunction, it's also something that we should also commend him for. Because some of these things we mostly see our stars on stage throughout, and definitely one or two when it is
go wrong somewhere
like that, you see one or two going on wrong like that. But then even with that nature, he still didn't have any wardrobe malfunction, and it was still on point from beginning to end.
I agree. Let me also say this. When we say Shatta is the life of the parties, some people don't get it. 4 days to the event, the organizers saw the need to get someone who could save the party. And really and truly, Shatta came and the party was saved. The people who went there did not waste their money, did not waste their time. They had their money's worth. Next time, if you want that artist to save your party, think about it. Don't be misled by anybody. I know what I'm talking about. Now, the very last one before we wrap up this segment is the Ubuntu Untamed. That was at the Accra Sports Stadium. Of course, this December, some people really wanted the Freedom Wave concert. But for information, Shatta still performed at the stadium. Though, before the event, we could not say much about it because that show was not supposed to be publicized. That show was not supposed to be mentioned by our team to the people out there. What they wanted to do was to satisfy their customers, to satisfy their staff, and I'm talking about GT Bank, that is Guaranteed Trust Bank. They did this as their annual end of year party for their management members, customers, staff members, and it was held at the Accra Sports Stadium. As a matter of fact, when I got there, the kind of setup I saw, oh my God. It was so beautiful that I never imagined somebody could do a setup like that at the Accra Sports Stadium. And though it was an end-of-year party, their setup did not look as such. Their setup came very rich. Their setup came very prepared. Their setup came like a commercial show. From images that they did banners there, displayed. If you had to enter, though it was a show for staff members, but to enter, it was like a paid show. Getting your the wristband, everything was done like it was a commercial show. As a matter of fact, I was really impressed with the people who did the production for GT Bank, and thanks to some beautiful friends at GT Bank that we connected with. Do you remember the name still?
No, I think
okay, I'll remember. They are my people, so I'll surely remember and say shout outs to them. They also cooperated with us very well because, of course, it is a bank. Playing shows or organizing shows is not their forte, but still they saw the need to deal with us, satisfying our rider, everything we wanted they provided for us, and the welcome at the place was so spot on. Of course, Shatta coming with a whole entourage in a convoy, coming to support his people. On the day Sammy performed prior, TT also performed, but like I keep saying, the life of the party came and the people had fun. Later, they told us we were supposed to perform for 2 hours. And I'm sure when they even mentioned it, they thought, okay, this will not be able to do 2 hours. Now at a point, they were telling us, oh, please, can you
close?
Like, they gave us 2 hours on our contract. We wanted to satisfy their 2 hours on their contract, and unfortunately, whilst we were on the stage, they started begging us. Oh, they want us to close, so MC Kojo Manuel will come and party with the people before they close. Of course, our minds were made up already. 2 hours were made, and unfortunately, when Shatta is done performing, show is over, and that thing, the Ghanaian media will not talk about it.
That thing needs to be trumped.
No, that thing, the Ghanaian media, they are not ready to talk about it. And of course, I have been saying it here, the life of the party. When Shatta is done performing on any platform, show is done. Forget about who is next. When he's done performing, show is done. The moment he drops mic, boom, the whole place is shut. So though they waited for him to finish for Kojo Manuel to do something, but unfortunately, it was just too late for him to do anything. The moment he dropped the mic, the party was over. And of course, you'll be tired, you'll be exhausted. He will exhaust you more than he will exhaust himself. And that was what we experienced. I don't know what you would have to add to Ubuntu Untamed.
Ubuntu Untamed, it is a corporate gig, like we announced. This is a corporate gig. And there's also that when we say Shatta has some good relationship with some of the people in the corporate world, people doubt it. So me, I was very happy when this particular gig came around. And the fact that it was not announced. In fact, none of the parties posted anything about the venue, the type of event, what it was. And the fact that some people saw corporate gig know that, okay, end of year party day, we see it every day. It is just some gathering of maybe the executives, some top customers and all that, and in just some close small area B, then you come and sing, you make an appearance about 20-30 minutes and you are done and gone and all that. But then when we got to the Accra Sports Stadium, like you said, the setup from the main gate, the entrance gate, how you need to be accredited even before you enter. In fact, everybody, even the logistic providers and people who worked,
They were all marked.
Were all marked and accredited even before they entered into the premises to work.
Fact.
And it gave me some, okay, this is a corporate entity. In fact, doing events is just the last thing on their operations,
on their minds.
Exactly. And for them to even go to that extent, the attention to detail, the setup, the logistics they provided, everything was on point. In fact, you enter into the artist tents and everything, and you realize, Charlie, these people are prepared, like
very well prepared, very well prepared.
And
Charlie, shout out to GT Bank, man.
That we need for the Afro Futures, the Black Star Lines, and all those them events, and they still did a very, very beautiful job. Like the job they did was on point. And if there's one thing that I would also commend the Shatta movement team on.
Let me mention the name before I forget again. So it was Harriet and Agnes.
And Agnes, thank
yes,
you.
Shout outs to Harriet and Agnes at GT Bank. You guys are superb.
One thing that I would also commend the Shatta movement team on was timing.
Throughout the shows.
I'm
happy you've remembered this.
In fact,
thank you.
It came when I was at the studio. I remember I had an interaction with one of the policemen who was asking me the time we would come, and I told him the time, the call time they gave us.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, are you like coming late?" I said, "No, this is not us. This is what they gave us. If they had told us to come at 6 p.m., we would be there at 6 p.m. And this is the time they gave us, and we have to come."
I like this point. Yeah.
So we went there, and in fact, the time, I remember they were even having doubts as to if really
we would meet the time.
We would meet the time, and it was right there.
Exactly. In fact, let me seize the opportunity to continue with this point you started, because it's one of the points that we need to stress on.
Sure.
To many people who go for events, oftentimes what they say is, "Oh, Shatta Wale will come at 4 a.m. Shatta Wale will come at 3 a.m. Just so you guys know, it is not Shatta Wale who decides to be appearing on stage at such times. It is not his decision. It has always been the event organizer's decision. For one thing that this Christmas taught me, Shatta is really disciplined when it comes to his time of performance. Give him 11:55, he's there. And like Roland is saying, it happened throughout all the shows we played.
Throughout.
That is why many of you missed the 31st December show. That is the Countdown Africa. Because many thought, oh, it is Shatta. You come at 2, you come at 3. And at 11:55, Shatta was at the venue. Because that was the time he was given. That right after it is 12, there will be the fire display to usher in 2024. Then after, he hits the stage. And 11:55, indeed, he was there. In fact, that time arrangement crowd was delayed. I even thought he might miss the time. But fortunately, he was there right on time. So now, if you hear there is Shatta on any event, please do well to confirm time from anybody that you can do. Maybe what we also have to do is to now start telling them on this show we're performing at this time. Maybe we have to start doing that to help them.
But for them to also be on the safer side, I think they need to respect the time of also the
event. Okay.
Because as it stands, yes, we know Shatta is the life of the party, but we don't know how structured or how an event organizer would structure his or her event. Okay. So sometimes the placement might not be what you think. Shatta may not always be the last performer as you think, even though we know he is the life of the party. Perhaps they can just cut people off and just give the show to him for the rest of the night or for the rest of the period. And if you are not there early, you probably might miss his entry, which is one of the highlights of his performance.
Fact.
So you would probably miss that. So it is to be on the safer side. If you think you can't reach any of the team members to get his call time or the time he'll be coming, just respect the time of the organizers. If they say it's 8, be there at 8. If they say it's 9, be there at 9. Don't come and be roaming about and think Shatta there, he will come at this time, because he is not the person who determines the time that he will come. So that should also be there for Ubuntu Untamed. In fact, they now came begging. Oh, please, you guys should close. We are tired. I said, you guys called for a party. You've given us 2 hours. the person who is holding the microphone and is jumping on stage is not tired.
I'm not tired.
You guys are tired. Like, what are you tired for? We are not done with the job that you've given us. And you are crying that you are tired. Tired for what? And in fact, I think when I see Shatta also on stage, I saw him on stage at that time. In fact, when the people were crying of exhaustion, he was rather charged up. and the beautiful endorsement that he also gave them on stage.
Yeah.
In fact, this is one thing that the corporate world should also not take for granted. It is not just about booking the artist for him to just come and entertain you, but one that would also respect your brand, to also recommend it to the people
and
out
project
there.
it even whilst he's on your stage.
Exactly, because
and I think Shatta does that so beautifully. Anytime he's on any stage, he does well in projecting the business that puts him on the stage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because yes, these are the people who are giving him whatever he's getting on the stage at that point. So when you make them win, you also win. That is when they will come for you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And in between his performances, the way he pauses, speaks to the fans, encourage them to even open
bank
accounts even with them, and even patronize other corporate entities, was one that, he's a corporate man himself, and he understands how they run. So recommendation is part of how they win. And when he does that, when I see him do some of these things, it gives me joy. And these are the things that we would love to see from our entertainers. So it wouldn't be just like, oh, we are just calling you for you to come and entertain. At the end of the day, you are also a partner.
True.
And as at that point, you are a partner. So if you help the business grow as at that time, you would also be happy. And it was very evident even from their commentaries when we were done performing, when they were saying, Charlie, Shatta did so well, the endorsement and everything was on point, and we loved it and all that. So I would say big ups to them.
I hear some top management people really love to that aspect of him.
Exactly. And these are the few highlights that we can trumpet on there. But in case, when we move on to the next episode, I'm sure if something comes out from the previous shows, that probably...
we can still put it in. Why not? It's allowed. It is still a recap of our December events and activities. That is the booked and busy December for 2023. We gave you that promise that we'll be coming back to do the reviews, and this is the first episode. The rest of the episodes will be coming your way. Whilst we are doing that, maybe if you still want to get some information, you can also hit back at us via the comment section or our contact on the screen. And again, we are still active. I think now we've rested a little bit and we can get back on the road again. So if you have the party and you want us to come and save the party for you, why not? Holla, and let's do it as usual. Shatta movement is for life. And of course, big ups to Shatta Wale. He is the guy that the industry might not say some of these things that we are saying, but of course, we who are aware of what is happening, we have to say it. And as a matter of fact, if there is one artist who also made some fortune out of this December, don't leave Shatta Wale's name out. He did not come for the glory. He came for the money.
No, he came for both.
Okay. He came for both the glory and the money as well. I'll surely talk to you again when we meet. This has been the Shatta Update, giving you a recap of our December booked and busy shows. Tell someone episode number 1 is ready. Episode number 2 will follow up soon. My name is Sammy Flex. I did this with Roland Amate, who is always available when it is Shatta Movement Empire. Of course, I'll show you one video where he kicked someone off the stage. And I'll ask him how he did that. Thanks to Digital Rasta Currency, same way, camera person, to Richie Flex, editor, director of the show. Until then, subscribe to us and let's do some more. We are out of here.